Midlife is a place littered with I can't mentality. Midlife is a place littered with excuses. And it drives me crazy because here you are, people between the ages of 35 and 55, right? You've come to the middle, you're entering the middle point of your life, or you're in the middle point of your life, and all you do is tell people why you can't do the things that you thought you could do when you're younger. Excuses, excuses, excuses. And the crazy part about this is that you have entered a period in your life where you come with all of your knowledge, your education, your wisdom, and maybe even more importantly, everything you've learned from the school of hard knocks, anything you've learned outside of your formal education. And so not only do you come with the skills and understanding that you need to be successful in the second part of your life, but you also have this now intuition, this gut knowledge that you've gained through your trials and tribulations. And the other frustrating thing is, like, people don't change themselves in a way that's better until they have a crisis, and they really don't need to have a crisis to change. But second, the thing that frustrates me most is that those people who refuse to do the best for themselves in their lives quite often give the opposite advice to the people that they love the most. For example, their kids and family members. They will say to them, I mean, think about this. Think about if your kid comes to you, let's say you have a high school student, right, as most of us might do as we're in midlife here, and your high school student says to you, hey, mom, dad, I'd really love to exercise more. I feel great when I do it, but I just can't make time for it because, I have school for like 8 hours a day. Most days I have a little bit of homework I have to do after that. Then sometimes I have like my social obligations, and I just can't do it. I can't make time. As a parent, are you going to sit there and tell your kid, oh, that makes sense, Steve. That makes sense, Benjamin. That makes sense, Henry. I'm sorry that you can't find a way to do the things that you want in life. Oh, well. No, you would never do that. So when you come up against these excuses inside of yourself, try and treat yourself like you might treat your own child, right? And one way to do that is to change your phrasing about the reasons why you can't do something. And I did this a number of years ago, and it was a very simple switch. But whenever I felt myself saying I can't, which is a dead end, and giving a bunch of excuses for why I wasn't going to do the things I wanted to do most in my life, I made a very easy switch. I switched that I can't statement to how might I? How might I exercise 3 times a week? How might I learn to cook a new dish 2 times a week? How might I go on vacation and not have to look at my email 1 time? Because saying I can't because, or I can't because of all of these excuses is a dead end. But by switching that to how might I, which is the same thing you should do for your children, by the way. If I'm giving you a little parenting advice, it's also that you ask your kid, well, how might you, right? You switch it to how might I, and then suddenly it's an open-ended question that requires creativity and answers. And so now you can start working on solutions by simply changing I can't to how might I. And then just get out a piece of paper and how might I? This might be a way, this might be a way, this might be a way. And suddenly you have options, right? You're seeing all the possibilities for how you can get the things that you want, rather than starting with that stupid fucking dead end of I can't and here's all the reasons why. We wouldn't tolerate that from the people that we love in our lives. We wouldn't tolerate that from our children or our loved ones. So why are we so quick to tolerate it for ourselves? Give it a try and see what you think. But I can tell you, it's been a transformational change in my own life to go from I can't to how might I.